this is still a street car. Drives and can drive anywhere. This no different than any of the other drag and drive stuff. There is no heat, no discoloration here at the ring, which means we are just playing out super safe. Hey everybody, here's Steve Morse Engines. I'm Steve. This is Zach from S.O.B Motorsports out of what part of it?
Kathleen, Georgia.
Kathleen, Georgia. All right. Now, Zach here last year, end of last year, right around, I think at PRI show.
That's where we talked last about it.
Yeah. So actually it would have been more like...
We ordered it in October, right after FL2K last year.
Okay, right after FL2K last year. He bought one of our SMX engines. Now, we are just now getting everything all rolling. Part of this I'll tell you in a second. This is one of our 540 cubic inch SMXs. Twin 98 millimeter Garretts. Obviously running on methanol. Fuel Tech EFI. And this is Zach's car. I'm going to let Zach, or actually I'll ask Zach about it. So this is a car that you've had since...
2011. Bought the car brand new, drove it off the showroom floor.
2011 brand new? That's pretty cool. Huh? And has gradually, like every freaking race car in the world, the race car guy in the world, it gradually transformed into some form of a huge money pit that you just keep on shoving money at and changing. Absolutely. Like that wagon sitting over there. And so gradually it's transferred into this, or transformed into this. So it was LS powered. Yep. The last time out with this car, this was LS powered.
Yes, sir.
It's a 275 car, right? 275 radial.
All steel, all glass.
All steel, all glass, heavy. Well, that's
Lexan. A lot of Lexan for safety. Yeah, okay, so that's just a wrap. So that's still.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Everything's steel.
Power windows.
Nope.
So big, heavy old girl. Actually, what did you say it weighs?
3,400 and plus.
3,400 pounds. Yep. Okay. On 275s, then you run a 28.
Yep. 28 275s.
28 275s. You run it on a slick 28 too.
Nope. Radio only.
Always on radials.
Radio prep only.
So always on radials. And previous best with this was?
So we won a 740 consistently last season.
Okay.
That was the best we got.
Okay. 740s with LS. That's pretty good power for that heavy car.
Horsepower consistently.
Yeah, that's pretty good power for that heavy car. So, or pretty good times. Everything's all done. We got the engine over to Zach a few months ago. Zach has been building all this because that's what they do at S.O.B Motorsports. So, fabrication, powder coating,
everything, painting body. We painted the car. We repainted the whole car because we did all new fenders, everything, tuning in house, fabrication of roll cages, turbo systems, paint, body. I mean, literally everything.
Literally everything.
Everything.
And they got this really cool coating. I'm actually going to send my wagon stuff over with this heat coating. A, it looks cool, but B, it actually works really well too.
Yeah, we've seen 100-degree radiant temperature.
Yeah, different temperature here, much cooler, so it keeps heat in the pipe. You want to keep heat in the pipe on a turbo car in particular, any car actually, but you want to keep heat in the pipe, not outside the pipe. So if it transfers heat out, it's not in, doesn't help turbos spool faster, etc., etc. So, or spool at all. So a lot of cool stuff that they do over there. So make sure you go check that out. And their YouTube page is S.O.B. Is it
S.O.B. Built Motorsports.
S.O.B. Built Motorsports. All right. And go check that out. So, one of the reasons why they drove all the way up here. So, I sent this engine down to them with just as a basic long block. And so, they put it in the car, got everything all started, and they took it to Fuel Tech to run it across their dyno because this is a Fuel Tech car. And so took it to Fuel Tech to run across the dyno and had it running, started up, and to drive into the building, shut off, right?
Yes, sir.
Shuts off and calls me up and takes the valve cover off it and says there's something wrong. There's a valve that's hung open. I said, don't even know what to say about that. I have no idea. And so we talked together, said, bring it up. We will fix it while you wait. And that's what we did. So this is Monday. So Sunday, you guys showed up at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock in the morning, yeah.
8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and we took both cylinder heads off of this and went through it, and sure enough, it had one intake valve stuck. And the only thing, and it's obvious that, I agree that obviously the only thing that's ever done is idle. I mean, everything in it is brand new, and it had hung up one valve. And so I'm always interested in all your guys' comments, and I can get your comments whether I ask for them or not. But the an interesting thing on this, and where I'm struggling to figure out what was going on, everything else looked fine. Everything was, it's the same package we do all the time. And to hang up an intake valve just sitting there idling is like astronomically rare. Something's going on. But one of the things that I see is it only galled on two sides of the valve, and then you go 90 degrees away from it and it's shiny and polished up and nice. So typically, if you have a clearance problem, it grabs all the way around. It doesn't just grab on two sides. So I'm still processing that all out. So we fixed it, got it all put back together. This is Monday. We're on the dyno. We've already made several hits with it. Everything looks good. We just flashed it up. I think we're on run 9. So we already made 9 hits on it. At 40 pounds of boost, it made 3078, so 3,078 horsepower. And so now we're going to turn up the boost. I think we're just going to put it at 50 pounds of boost. And I think wherever it makes right here in that 50-pound range, we're just going to let her eat right there, because we can hunt around all day long for big horsepower numbers on the dyno, and it doesn't mean squat. So we just want to make sure that everything's right, everything's good, and we'll run at that 50 psi level, and should make, I figure it'll probably make around 3,600 horsepower is what I figure it should make. Now that is not in a, we'll take, and what I'm going to do for you too is, because it is interesting, we will take all the plugs out of this thing and show you the plugs right after we make that pull. So these are the same plugs that have 9 pulls on them so far. So this will be the 10th pull, and when you see these plugs come out of here, they look like there's no color in them, there's nothing. So we're not really trying to lean on the tune. We're not trying to make max horsepower. It's a futile event. It really doesn't matter too much. We just want to make sure everything mechanically is right. That little mother trucker right here, you know, to fix all those kind of issues, make sure we don't have anything else going on, but everything looks real good right now, and give them a super good solid bass tune to go out and start winning some races. So, and keep in mind too, so you don't see any radiator here, because the radiator's in the back of the car. Back of the car in the trunk area.
Yeah, it's underneath the car. Yep.
Yeah. So this is still a street car. Drives and can drive anywhere. This no different than any of the other drag and drive stuff.
50 gallon cell in the back.
50, yeah.
Switch injectors over. It's got over.
Yeah. So you have methanol up on the top rails, and then the drive injectors are down here on the bottom. See that plug right there is kind of. This little terminal right here is kind of loose. We'll check that out. So anyways, real deal street car, you know, and a pretty stout piece. So anyways, let's make this final hit on here. We'll take the plugs out and I'll show you those, because you look at them and go, ooh, wow, that's weird. Because it's really fat. So anyways, let's make a pull.
mean, every one of them starts to kind of lay. That one's on the carry pretty. Oh my god. Okay, so that's 9,000. That is the transition from 9,000 to 9,500. You're good with that.
Alrighty. Was just looking at the tune-up stuff because it still just tickled the rev limiter there at the very end, which is fine, except it's not meeting the rev limiter criteria that we're asking for. But we'll get that figured out. These are spark plugs. You can see we have much room to go. Reading spark plugs in a methanol. There is no heat, no discoloration here at the ring, which means we are just playing out super safe. And they all look the same, looking good. The strap is nice. That all looks good there. Yeah, I mean all the plugs really look the same. It's definitely not getting any temperature into it. It's EGTs are kind of confirming this. They're still on the coolish side, 1150 up to 1250 area. So I think everything is really sweet right here. You all cool?
Good.
It's all cool. All right. You guys got a long trip.
Just another
You can
little.
make it tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. It's just $1,000 drive. So.
All right. So, oh, did you look at the horsepower? Sorry. So that's almost exactly what I figured it would be. Like I said, it just tickled the rev limiter there at the end. So that was, yeah, went off. Actually, it just right there is 3479 right up there. So it's 3,500 horsepower. We can lean on it harder, but it's pointless. It's just to get a bigger number. Not much sense in doing that. This thing's ready to go to the track, so I think we can rock and roll and start racing.
Let's go.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate it.
All right, Steve Morris. Have a great day.
Waiting for someone to save. I wanna tell you something.